The big event we need to talk about is the Oscars of politics. The State of the Union address last Thursday night. Joseph Raisinette Biden the 12th. He had the unenviable task of having to lay out his vision for the nation whilst also demonstrating that he is not too old, not too tired to be the President of the United States, and that he wouldn't rather just tie thousands of balloons to the White House and head to Paradise Falls. And so, President Biden entered the House chamber, navigating through our divided Congress, and barely getting past the bridge troll who guards the podium. What say you, sir?
I say to the American people, when America gets knocked down, we get back up. My message to President Putin, who I've known for a long time, is simple. We will not walk away. Banning books, it's wrong. I say stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Pass universal background checks. Send me the border bill now. The state of our union is strong and getting stronger.
Which one of you pricks wants to fight? Put up your dukes. Biden's back, baby. I know that all the haters have been out there talking their shit. He's too old. He's too weak. He can't make it. He won't be able to stand. Oh, I see you haters. I know who you are. Really? You know, we said in rehearsal, can you get me a prettier mirror? And boy, did they deliver. That is... Of course, by the way, the State of the Union was just the Democratic message. Would that message survive a concise and intelligent rebuttal? They're ahead of me. What happens? It happened on Thursday. I should read the whole thing, though. Would it survive a concise and intelligent rebuttal from the GOP? Or whatever it was that Alabama Senator Katie Britt... To the kitchen, Batman!
Our families are hurting. Our country can do better. President Biden's border policies are a disgrace. Mr. President, enough is enough. End this crisis and stop the suffering. We see you. We hear you. And we stand with you.
If you're going to stand with me, could you stand a little bit further away? I imagine one of her kids just came downstairs and was like, I'm sorry, Mom, I just came down to get a bowl of cereal. I didn't realize you were losing your mind. I'll come back when the Xannies kick in. Now, look, everybody's had a bit of a go at Senator Britt because her rebuttal was objectively terrible. But there was one moment in her rebuttal that didn't get as much attention that I thought was quite interesting.
We are the party of hard-working parents and families. So I am asking you, for the sake of your kids and your grandkids, get into the arena. Never forget, we are steeped in the blood of patriots who overthrew the most powerful empire in the world.
Two things. One, who smiles when they say the line, steeped in the blood of patriots? And number two, this is just one more entry in the Republican mythology that they are the inheritors of the American revolutionary tradition, that they somehow are more American-y than non-Republican Americans.
We are the party of the real American people.
Real America, where people work hard, they're patriotic. They don't want to transform America like the Democratic Party wants to do.
This liberal bubble in New York or, in California that don't understand where real Americans are at.
The Democrat elite very simply hate America.
I don't think they hate America. They hate room temperature yoga, is really. Yoga's supposed to be very hot. Just out of curiosity, what is it about the Republican Party that makes it Americanier than the rest of us?
We're the party and ideology of the Constitution.
Every decision that I make starts with asking the questions, is this constitutional?
I believe in this document. I carry it with me next to my heart because I refer to it daily.
As we all know, the Constitution starts with the three most important words outside the Bible: we the people.
The power of we the people.
We the people. The Constitution. We believe in it. They do not.
Why'd you rip it up? That was your copy. You said that that's what they do, but you did it. You ripped it up. It's like Sinead O'Connor's like, I believe in the Pope. But oh yes, it's an article of faith that Republicans love the Constitution. They give speeches in front of the Constitution. They cover their buses in the Constitution. They dress up like the people who wrote the Constitution. Do you, communists? With your unconstitutioned buses and zero-cornered hats? That's why these patriots love Donald Trump. For he alone will restore the rule of law in our constitutional republic.
Trump's lawyer claimed the president has a legal license to murder his American political rivals.
Just gonna check mine. Hold on. Just gonna check mine. I actually keep my heart next to my Constitution. That's how important. My hands are shaking. I'm so nervous. I don't see anything in here about assassinating your political rivals. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Yes. It says the president must faithfully execute. Well, I think we're done here. Oh. Sorry. The laws of the land. Never mind. Well, I don't want to be a nitpicker, but I do not remember the assassination episode of Schoolhouse Rock. Under the Constitution, wouldn't you get in some trouble for that?
I feel that as a president, you have to have immunity. Very simple.
Yes, it is the bedrock American constitutional principle. The president must be above the law. Out of reach of the law. Look, forget the Constitution. Accountability to the law of the land is basic Magna Carta shit. Keep a tiny Magna Carta in my... You know what? I'm sorry. This is just a flip book. Hold on. Oh, a dog's never going to catch that car. Maybe they like Trump because he's more of a Bill of Rights guy.
President Trump attacking the First Amendment and freedom of the press.
You take the writer and or the publisher of the paper, a certain paper, and you say, who is the leaker? National Security. And they say, we're not going to tell you. They say, that's okay, you're going to jail. And when this person realizes that he is going to be the bride of another prisoner very shortly.
I believe it was Thomas Jefferson who once said, our liberty depends on the freedom of the press. Though obviously, as with any right, there is some wiggle room for non-consensual ass. Don't blame me, that's Jefferson. He said that. Thomas Jefferson. Look it up. Hold on, let me get. But that's the press. The press are the enemy of the people. How does Trump feel about freedom of assembly?
He says, can't you just shoot them? Just shoot them in the legs or something. And he's suggesting that that's what we should do, that we should bring in the troops and shoot the protesters.
The commander-in-chief was suggesting that the U.S. military shoot protesters.
Yes, in the streets
American
of our nation's
protesters.
capital. That's right.
Well, they'd still be free to assemble, just the assembly would be more of a pile. That's all. But that's just hearsay from Trump's Secretary of Defense at the time. Look, how about the Fifth Amendment, due process?
Very simply, if you rob a store, you can fully expect to be shot as you are leaving that store.
What the are we doing? You know, I'm pretty sure that shooting a guy on suspicion of stealing a pair of khakis violates not only the Constitution, but the Ten Commandments and the Gap Employee Handbook. All right. I promise you that is the end of the things in my jacket. Now, we've had our fun dancing around the former president's rather eccentric interpretations of our country's founding document. May I offer you something more explicit?
I only want to be a dictator for one day.
Just so you know, that is how it starts. I'm not saying anybody has to do the arms salute. Let's just start with a few people doing the arms salute, and we'll see if the arms salute catches on. Ignoring the Bill of Rights, tearing up the Constitution, pining for a brief stint as a dictator, well, that settles it. When the good, patriotic, Constitution-loving, real Americans hear Trump's disrespect and disdain for our sacred constitutional principles, they will be outraged.
I'd rather have Donald Trump as a dictator for 4 years. Absolutely. This country needs a dictator. I hate to say that, but it's the truth.
He could stand on the front steps of the White House and commit murder, and I'm with him.
If he says it, then I'll go with it. And if he wants to be a dictator, then so be it.
This is it. The Thomas Nast cartoon. Patriots festooned in American flags, co-signing dictatorship. Remember We the People? You know there's more words after that, right? Smaller font, still binding. Look, if you want to love Trump, love him. Go to the rallies, buy the sneakers. You want to give him absolute power? You want him to be the leader uber alles? You want him to have the right of kings? You do you. But stop framing it as patriotism. Because the one thing you cannot say is that Donald Trump is following the tradition of the founders. He is advocating for complete and total presidential immunity. His words, not mine. That is monarchy shit. And it's your right to support it. But just do me a favor for historical accuracy. Next time you want to dress up at the rallies, wear the right colored coats. That's what you are. And I just want to tell you this. And I want you to know we see you.